Hi. Okay, yes, I know that tensions are high at the moment, regarding the issue of the Nigerian Super Falcons not being able to qualify for the World Cup for the first time in several years. I mean, before now, the Super Falcons have even been they have been champions back to back, at the Women's World Cup, you know. But then this time around, it's so bad and it's so sad that they could not even qualify to get into the competition. You know, since the beginning of the current WAFCON, right, the Super Falcons have actually been playing a lot of nonsense. Right from their first match and all of that, we could see even a keeper that was almost the best goalkeeper in Africa when it comes to women's football, acting as if she is a newbie in football, you know. And a lot of that, even the players, their performance have just been so average that even a new team would definitely beat them. So it is very surprising, that they are acting that way, and all of that culminated into their inability to qualify for the World Cup. It is sad, it is bad, because even the Super Eagles could not qualify for World Cup. Flying Eagles, I mean, they were unable to qualify for the World Cup too. Now the Super Falcons, it is just too much for Nigerians to bear that three good teams, three teams with quality players, teams with players, that play for foreign clubs. Players that are not even based here. Where we have the likes of Osimhen, where we have the likes of Iwobi, where we have the likes of Boniface and all of that, not being able to qualify. And even for the female team, where we have the likes of Aziza Toshwala, where we have the likes of Ajibade, where we have the likes of Esther Okoko, where we have very, very good defenders that actually compete outside Nigeria, unable to defeat small teams, unable to defeat teams that we could say are their subordinates. It is sad. It is uncalled for. It is not something any country should experience, especially for the fact that the country is spending so much on sports. A lot of people are going through a lot in this country. Economically it is bad. Politically it is bad, and sports is just like that one sector, right, where people can actually, be happy, where people can actually be united. Sports is something that brings unity. It is something that brings everyone together, regardless of your tribe, be you Yoruba, be you Hausa, be you Igbo. There is no way you wouldn't want Nigeria to succeed when it comes to sports. And whatever Nigeria has a match, you would definitely watch. Even let it be someone that is not from your tribe that scored the winning goal, you would always celebrate. You would definitely celebrate him. So that is the nature of sports. Sports, has a way of bringing people together, and that's one thing that knows how to bring people together is what the country is failing at. It is very, very right to get angry. Even I am very, very angry at the Super Eagles, at the Super Falcons, and the Flying Eagles for not qualifying for critical competitions at this time. It is sad. However, the idea that the NFF president should be sacked because of this is not what, I think is good. If you check X and other social media platforms since Thursday, when the ladies lost the match, a lot of people have been calling for the head of the NFF president, Ibrahim Gusau, and his other team members to resign, to drop their resignation, that they shouldn't get a second term in office, and all of that. You see, we are very good at doing one thing in Nigeria. We know how to shift blames, and it is a very, very bad attitude. We know how to shift blames from those that are actually supposed to be blamed to those that actually know nothing about it. First question we should ask: the loss of these people, is it tied to administration? No, no. It's not as if they complained of their. Do you know that even their bonus? I think their bonus was even increased. Especially the ladies, their bonus was actually increased. Yes, so they had every motivation to win any match that they played. They had every motivation. They didn't get their bonus. They didn't have to pay for flights. They didn't have to pay for their accommodation. Nothing. It was just a smooth ride to the country where they went to play the games. So in terms of administration, the NFF tried their best. I would not like, in terms of administration, the NFF seriously tried their best. The NFF did well when it comes to administration regarding this female football. Even apart from that, do you know that yesterday I saw the NFF president and some of his team members in Morocco? Because they were there to try to cheer the ladies up, because that match was a very critical one for them. It was a match that would decide if they would actually proceed to the World Cup or not. But they performed woefully. How is that the NFF's fault? The NFF president and his team actually has they have no blame in all of this. Let's face the truth. Let's face the players. Yeah, we can try to be lenient on them because they are ladies and all of that. But trust me, okay. Did we see some of the chances that they missed? Just check this.
The shot that just sneaks past the post.
Now tell me, was it the NFF president that asked them to play the ball this way? Was it? No. You see, we like to hide from the truth when it comes to things like this, and it is a very, very bad behavior. When people mess up, let's call them out. If the NFF is the reason, let's call the NFF out. If it is the players, let's call the players out. If it is the coach, let's call the coach out. The players simply did not execute everything that they provided for them. That is the issue. And the certain is, these players, when you see them play at their various clubs, they play like they are the mercy of their time. They put in their all into it. But now when it comes to turning up for their own country, when it comes to turning up for Nigeria, they are nowhere to be found. So how is it NFF's problem? It has nothing to do with NFF. It has nothing to do with the NFF. What I think they should do now is that they just face out a lot of those players. A lot of them I don't know, probably they are in love, or I really don't understand, but they are distracted. A lot of them are distracted. Actually. They need to take out some of them. And replace them with new hungry players. These ones that are there now, they are not hungry. They are not hungry in any way. They are, in fact, oh God, they are so filled and satisfied. We need people that are not satisfied. We need people that are passionate. We need people that are very, very, very hungry and would give anything to ensure that they make the nation proud at this critical time. So let's stop calling out the NFF. The NFF has nothing to do with this. It has nothing to do with the NFF at all. Let's leave the NFF out of it.